The discourse between the Hamon enjoyers and stand fans has been going on for a while now. I usually watch from the spectator seat as I find this stuff hilarious, but today I chose violence. So let's really look at this. Hamon versus stands. Now, there are multiple reasons why the Hamon fans would want to see it again. It's possible that they feel that Hamon was slighted and got smoked in the grand scheme of JoJo. It could be that it was another exciting life energy ability, and they wanted to see its use continue throughout the franchise. Regardless of the reason, we'll try to have a fair comparison of the two, and you can make your own conclusion off of that. What elements of Hamon would I put over stands? Well, for one, I think that since we've seen people train their Hamon, there's this respect given for your strength being a direct product of your efforts. With stands, there aren't too many times where you see someone work with their stand for future battles. Josuke has been one of our only examples as he trained with Jotaro for a bit. But I wouldn't exactly call this a win against stands because you see how smart a character can be in challenging situations when they're using their stand. One thing that I will give it that it's energy from the sun, and I think that's pretty cool realistically because that's true life energy. Everything we do goes back to the sun, so it's like this ancient connection between humanity and life itself. Oh, eat animals? Well, that goes back to the animals eating grass, and the grass goes to photosynthesis. It always goes back to the sun. That's how the stuff works. There's also this applicability that lets you do certain things that you can't really do with stands unless you have the ability for it. Walking on water, hypnosis, life magnetism, it's wild alone. After images, or even using your hair as an attack. But not even Hamon leaves a like if they enjoyed a video or subscribe if they frequently watch the content. What are you doing? They said it works. I'm trying it. Now on stands. Well, for one, the scope of abilities for a stand user is significantly larger than Hamon could reach. Yeah, sure, there's stuff that I've mentioned before with Hamon that you also have with stands, but let's look at these stand abilities. The ability to attack someone's reflection to attack them, erasing anything from existence, fire manipulation, water manipulation, freezing, shadows, zippers, making people old, making people young, filling people with life, and making them infinitely experience death. There's stopping time, erasing time, rewinding time, fishing, cooking, gun. We're working with a lot. Plus, stands and their abilities are usually some reflection of the character, and that's fantastic writing. The difference in creativity goes further with stands and their design entirely. There's the namesake, design, weaknesses, and more, versus like Hamon's like, oh yeah, if you can't breathe, you can't use it. Like, okay. Stands are also a lot more applicable for what the stand users have to fight, like other stand users and really weird otherworldly beings versus Hamon being like, oh yeah, we're fighting vampires and like other forms of vampires, essentially. Like, yeah, okay, sure, you're able to defend yourself better than the average Joe by having a stand, and an experienced Hamon user is probably better than some mediocre stand user, but a true stand user usually has the brain to handle things that are extremely outside of their human's range, I'd say. Now, here's the thing. Since the introduction of stands, I have yet to see a threat as saucy as cars. And that's a threat made in the Hamon era. Like, you ain't got no ultimate character type thing. That they don't call nothing ultimate anymore. But there was no Yoshikage Kira in the Hamon era either. I see this as a valid argument, like, because you have to consider it. But really, I don't see where I'm supposed to take the side of the Hamon team here. I believe that Araki levels up as time goes on as an artist and as a writer. If it was incorporated as a side ability that a stand user could pursue, that would be cool, but it would involve incorporating an Hamon buddy to every team that we have post part 2, and we ended that in part 2. To keep those ties to ancient JoJo just because of a specific ability would seem insincere. That's why we have Dio for that job, because we could just slap that dude in anything. Just whatever thing, situation, Dio it up, you know? But would I have liked to have seen more of a Hamon? Me, not really. I don't really care. I think Cars shows the extent that it could go at its max potential, and that was cool, but I think we wouldn't be working with anything after that. Cars could carry Hamon and show all the possible things he could do. Like originally, Hamon has the ability of precognition, and Cars, who knows what he'd be able to see. And it would be more than any other Hamon user that's lived. But Cars, he's the unavailable at the moment. As JoJo is with part 3 and then on, I liked our fights and everything a lot more since stands have been introduced. How I see it, Hamon is like Joseph in part 4. It had its time. It was pretty cool when it was up and around a bit longer after its heyday, but your time is over and the future is now, old man. Now, since I like how short these videos are and it's like a nice little thing to do, you can leave what type of conversations you want to see me cover on the channel in the comment section or in the video ideas chat in my Discord. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one. My social media is in the description. Until then, peace out and Godspeed.